Right, well, good afternoon everybody and welcome to the Stuttle Gallery, Scarborough. We're just going to have a little play at doing a portrait now in pastel and see exactly what happens. It's a simple way of making a portrait is to start off with an oval shape. Now, it's taken me 50 years to be able to make the oval stick together like that, and the main thing is when you're doing a portrait is to make it look solid. A lot of portraits look flat. If you make it look solid, you can make sure the background is in and make sure where the light comes from. Light. Make sure the light is coming from one direction, then it'll look solid. So if the light's coming from this side of the face will be in shadow. So you've immediately been making it looking solid. But it's exciting doing a portrait. You know, an egg on space. It's always an exciting thing to do a portrait and draw. Let the brushes and just go with your heart. Divide it into two. Where the eyes are. Ah, yes. You'll immediately get a feeling of what's going on. Well, I have a lady here. And it's an older lady. Who was quite a religious lady. She used to believe in the power of prayer. Well, she still does, I'm sure. But I feel as though she would have been brought up in a convent school. She would have had a convent education. And she's talking about books. Lots of books. She could have been a librarian or a teacher. She had brown eyes, quite large brown eyes. I'm just going to draw the iris in because it's a good thing to keep it concentration. Don't have to put too much detail in, just let it make detail itself. She wants to be known as a younger woman because I was going to draw her a little older, but she wants to be known as a younger woman. The nose is a bit fat, she said. Well, it doesn't matter. But she has a problem with her teeth. A problem with her throat. She had dark hair, and she covers it with a hat on. Oh yes. She wants me to put a feather in a cap. She likes feathers. When years ago, ladies in the 1930s wore feathers and fancy hats. Now the person who may make sense to this, may make a bit of sense, has been looking through some photographic albums. And what I've got to show you are 3 photographs of the family members, and in this count, with the photographs, they have 4 people on the photographs. 4 on one particular photograph. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's also animals and pets, dogs and cats and things in the family. But they're all mementos of places she's been. So people have been looking through the photographic albums, finding out what's going on, what's going on in the future or the past. I want to find out somebody who's been doing family research as well. There's also with this lady is a family Bible. Not a big heavy Bible, but a family Bible with all the names written into it. All the names are written in the back of the diary, in the back of the Bible, with the names and addresses and the births, marriages and deaths. It's quite an old Bible, it's a Victorian Bible. It isn't a big one, it's a small one and it's brown. And she's giving me sheets of paper because there seems to be, well, she's giving me an old set of ink pots, and they're ink pens, they're beautiful ink pens. She's giving me these ink pens to show the person because they've been writing letters, and the people don't write letters now, but they feel as though there's lots of paper. She's either a writer or there's correspondence coming that way. There's correspondence. And she's showing me some roses as well. Roses, and she's telling me the colour of the roses. And the colours of the rose are red. Old English roses. And it's red. And it's red for energy. Red will give you energy. It'll move you forward in your life. And she's talking about October. And she's talking about Poppy Day. Because of the Armistice Day. 1914-1918 war. She would have had relatives that passed the spirit in this song because they've got the battlefield now. I've got lots of going on in the battlefield because I feel as though her brothers were killed in the song. But comes through as a very gentle lady, very, very caring, very loving lady. I've got Edith with her name. Her name could be Edith or Edie. The old-fashioned name are Edie. And she's talking about pets as well. She would have a number of pets. And she'd have a little Pekingese dog. I'll try and draw the dog if I can. There's a little dog here. There's a little dog with big ears. And it's a little Chihuahua or Pekingese. Or it might be Yorkshire Terrier. But a very small dog. And that would be the apple of her eye. This dog here. So we're very basically making a composite of her life. Oh yes, and before she goes she had a nice necklace here with a cameo in it, and the cameo is like a remembrance brooch, and she would wear this remembrance brooch of her brother or her husband or whatever who were killed in the 1914-18 war. And 1918. That's what she's looking at, the dates and the times when they passed on to the spirit world. And she was talking also about the angel of Mons. So I think she'd know something about the myth of the angel of Mons. Because she's showing me this yellow. And apparently it was seen over the battlefield, the angel of Mons. She was a deeply religious lady, and she's bringing my mind back to the religious significance of the angel of Mons and the terrible things that happened during the war. But that basically is a lady who wants to be remembered as a caring and loving lady who has lost a lot of her family in the 1914-18 war. Her name is Mary and Edith. And if anybody can place that, please try, and we'll see if we can continue it further. Thank you very much indeed.